our topic for the night is we're discussing the expectations and stereotypes of dating and sex. So this came to me because I was sitting in my bedroom thinking, because I'm always doing that, and I was thinking about times when I was in college and high school, and all the times that I dealt with rejection or unrejection, like when they don't directly reject you, or the expectations and things that, why these things happen. And I'm asking myself, like, why did these things happen? One, for example, so when I was in college, there was one girl that I liked. Oh, touching the mic, my bad. There's one girl that I liked. And you know how sometimes this is not a, I'm not saying anything against girls, but there was this one girl, like, she was very friendly, she was very pretty, she was really nice and whatever, this and that. She was giving me what it seemed to be signs that she was into me.
Choosing signals.
Exactly.
Yeah. Give us a few.
Huh?
Give us a few.
So sometimes, and I'm not trying to make it like girls can't be friendly and that all guys are just gonna come after you, but it's this idea that, if you, like, oh, hey, stop it, laughing, like, hey, how you doing? You wanna go do something? Showing signs to hang out with you personally, seeing happy to see you.
That's a big one.
Yeah, because they're young and they're learning how to,
Yeah.
And the reality is that they're not saying that, you're necessarily telling a guy that you want to be with him, but these are positive flags. These are green flags in any situation.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, to speed it on up. So I was getting a crush on this girl, and I was into her or whatever. Long story short, it didn't work out the way that I wanted to. I confessed that I liked her, and I wanted to see if we can do something and maybe get to know each other a bit more. She said no. What happened eventually, one of my friends that I did meet, he was also Filipino. And I was asking, like, what is it, like, some of the girls that they are like that and this and that, they seem to be very choosy of certain types of demographics.
Of course.
And we had a very candid discussion about those demographics. Sometimes people prefer lighter skinned people. Sometimes people prefer individuals that are of a higher socioeconomic standing, which I was not, because I was a broke college student, So I'm sitting here and I'm like, yo, I can't be the only one that's dealt with this. Like, you had to have dealt with some dating stereotypes, like black guys are like this, or like these guys are like that. Like, has it affected you guys in any sort of way?
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
So the topic of the night is?
Expectations and stereotypes of dating and sex.
There we go. So let's take it away.
Yeah, definitely, like right off the bat, they always thinking like, yo, you're black, you should be big, hung, all of that stuff. And
But
I'm
aren't
like,
you?
yo, listen, I'm not.
Who told
It's
you
about
that?
the motion in the boat.
Motion in the ocean,
Nah,
right?
let me chill out.
Nah, we need some
How your boat floats.
You're quite interested in his boat motion.
Nah,
Yeah.
Hey, now, if we got,
You're a little too curious.
We talking about, I'm the sex addict. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Even worse.
Exactly, so y'all talk first.
Oh,
Continue.
man.
It can just be dating.
I think for me, all jokes aside, that's not my issue.
Yeah,
I think all jokes aside, I think for me the biggest one always has been leading the conversation. I think that for me is the biggest one. It's like so much pressure, like always having to talk and always fill the awkward space. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen the movie if anyone's ever seen the movie Pulp Fiction, I'm a huge Quentin Tarantino fan. This is one episode with Uma Thurman and John Travolta, and she was like, why can't we just get all through the bullshit? Like, why can't we just enjoy this awkward silence that we have this moment together? To always feel like you need to just be flapping at the lips and talking and to always carry the conversation. Have you guys ever felt like that? Like, I always have to find up different topics to always
Do you think
talk.
No, I wish I did.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
I wish I did.
I was gonna say, do you think that because you feel pressure as a man to lead the potential dating situation?
more so to just like find out, like, pick her mind and stuff like that. But I feel like that comes more so, I guess, I feel with like chemistry and flow. So I feel like sometimes it may be difficult for me. Sometimes it may be easy, just depending on, the person I'm dealing with and stuff. If they're more rigid, they're more closed in, I have to find out a way how to kind of open them up a bit, prodding. No? He's like, nah.
No.
Do you feel that's like based on any sort of preconceived stereotypes of you or being black or as a man or anything? Or is that just, in general when it comes to dating and not knowing when to find?
Oh, damn. Kind of dropped them all on that one.
What about you, Maciah?
What about you, Efficient?
I'll come back
Talk
around.
about it, guy. I'll go to me then.
I already have my anecdote.
Yeah, well, I'm just a shark, so I'm gonna go after what I want. I mean, see it in the water. I like it. I want it. I take it.
But what about the stereotypes?
Stereotypes. Oh yeah, the
that
stereotypes of
affect you?
dating.
Let's first do negative before you give me
Negative
positive.
stereotypes. All right.
I know you're gonna say I'm hung like a horse.
No.
I got you, bro.
No,
it's okay.
it's your player.
You got him? He's hung like a horse? You
No,
got him?
I don't got him.
She's always like, oh, you're a player. You got multiple girls. So
I've been
it's like-
accused of that nonstop.
Yeah.
All
and
my
I
dating
can't
life.
trust
Already
your
lying
eyes.
though? No,
No, I'm not.
Yeah, that's a stereotype.
I'm literally in my house playing Zelda. I need to get work done.
That's what he calls his girl, Zelda.
And then just to piggyback,
games.
I'm sorry, just to piggyback off of that. Sorry for my brain fart earlier. Now I could redeem myself.
But anyway, I'm just joking.
That was messed up. But anyways, a big one, and I know you know about it, and y'all know about it. If you're handsome, you're not monogamous. You're not a loyal person. You never heard that before? As a handsome guy, oh, you must got 1, 2, 3, 4.
But apparently, not to cut you off, but apparently I'm not handsome enough to combat skin color preferences or racial preferences.
No. That's not, or it's either going to be that, your hair texture, how much hair, whether you can grow facial hair, if you're blind. Like this.
Blind, whoa.
I'm not even
blind. What did I do, bro?
Bro,
There are women out there that are
Only attracted to
subconsciously,
blind?
no, subconsciously not knowing that if a person is able, that's great. But if they have a little disable, like maybe a little shortcoming somewhere,
But
it's
isn't that
like-
with guys and girls though? Because I feel
yeah, it is
like
guys and girls, yes. But I mean,
so you're telling me if the shoe was on the other foot
I would, yes.
and she had one leg,
yes.
Ain't
I did not mean to laugh.
Look
I
at this.
apologize.
We're
no-
going to do all
I'm
the
so
activities
surprised.
that she's capable and able for.
Yeah.
And we're going to do them like
Oh, so
bosses.
so I think what he's
That's
basically
what we're going to do.
I like that.
He's all inclusive.
We're all inclusive always.
I just feel like guys.
Going bionic,
guys
I'd be what?
up for the challenge more.
No, I feel like guys. We don't want to admit that we're choosy just like women.
In
But
certain
we are.
ways.
A lot of ways. I think we choose
Yeah.
shape, body type, stuff.
Yes.
Do
Yeah,
we
and-
settle? We tend to settle.
But that's what goes on with
women don't
expectation of
settle as
dating.
much as men. But we want this. We all have a design type infrastructure. So you telling me you have the bad shorty over there and the like shorty with the one leg? Nothing's wrong. Yes, empower. She's beautiful. You're gonna choose the one with the one leg, right?
You're just trying to be matter of fact about how people make
Only
decisions.
reason I'm saying that is because I just want to say that we do tend to choose.
We,
know,
human
everyone
beings.
chooses.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
what you see what I'm
But
saying?
what are you looking for with the intention when you are choosing? Obviously, if you're the type of person who I have a 9 to 5, I'm going to look for a person that's in a 9 to 5 and do what I'm doing. When I was in luxury and I was working 9 to 5, I was looking for a luxury 9 to 5 company.
Not to cut you off, but I still want to bring it back to the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
dating
Yeah,
and
but that's
expectations.
dating.
The
No, no, no,
expectations
yeah,
and
yeah.
stereotypes.
What else are
of-
you looking for?
The expectations
Okay.
and stereotypes of in dating and sex. That's what I'm going to talk about.
The expectation of
So I haven't talked for a while. So
Yes,
let me-
please.
Go ahead.
So I think when it comes to dating and the expectation as a black man, sometimes I feel the pressure of just, this is it. All right. I feel the pressure of feeling the need to always having to provide. Right? And I think that's men in general, but
It's different for black men.
It's really
Very
different,
different.
because
much more higher.
one,
I'm cool with it.
the only reason for me why it's pressure because one, they already dealt with so many bad experiences in dating men. Because let's be honest, there's times when they didn't choose right when they're younger. We build up these coping mechanisms, and then you get the blame for things. So you're always already on a high alert. All men are the same type thing, right? I feel like that's one of my issues. The second one, I would say that is the money aspect. They don't think that they want the scammers and stuff. They don't get a chance to understand that there's other people out here that can get money a more legit way, right?
They want to see fast cash.
They want to see that fast, instantaneous cash. And then I hear this sometimes.
Before you go on real quick, I
Yeah.
have a question on that.
Go ahead.
And this is going to be very, hold up, this is going to be very candid and it's going to be very questionable, but I got to ask it. Do you feel that pressure specifically when you're dating?
I know he's gonna say.
Say it for me.
Do you feel that pressure dating within your community or out versus outside?
So to be honest, what happens, bro, I am pro-black.
Yeah.
I will
am
be.
too.
I am open to date whoever, but I would love to find my beautiful black queen.
Of course.
Right, but
We
yes.
have no choice because Dr. Umar says. All right.
Dr. Umar.
Shout out to Dr. Umar.
Shouts to
Come on
Doctor.
through.
No, but the issue though that I have is, and this is where I had to learn my own stereotype is, I was going for a certain type of women.
In what nature?
Like, all right,
Just
looks,
speaking.
being blunt.
No, that's
looks.
fine. That's fine.
Looks
And the-
first.
From external to internal.
But that's what attracts us most times
As men.
Honestly,
Health first.
no. Before you even get to talk to the person and know if they got diabetes or something, you know what I mean. You have to be
Have you?
aesthetic.
Like currently, have you in the
Yeah,
past?
have you? But like, if you're on a dating app, you're gonna see. Are we talking app or club? Because you ain't picking nobody in the club for no relationship.
That is true.
No, but just
So
cold
we talking
approach.
about like cold approach. Yeah, if I'm gonna be in those places where I'm already looking, then I'm gonna find what I want in that place.
So that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
So
though.
if a chick is
there's
looking
no
for
way
fast
you
cash-
can.
Hold on, one person.
There's no way you can find, bro, a girl off of personality just by looking at them.
She got to be blind.
Right?
She got
You
nothing to
have
go
to
off of.
first get to know them.
I'm talking about the Thing and
Right?
Jessica from the
so
Fantastic
now
Four.
you go. Go ahead, bro.
You telling me you can't see a fast cash gold digger from a mile away?
But I'm not choosing those fast class gold digger,
I can
digging,
challenge that.
looking women.
But continue.
Because I love modest women. So my eyes is not looking at a girl that's showing every goods. Now combat me now, bro. I'm ready. Come back.
No. Because
Yeah.
honestly, I'm
You
not.
can't tell from just the look. A
You-
girl,
you
Always that
can't.
simple.
a nice church girl could come in. We go to church all the time. We date them. You think they're one way until.
Well-
I'm just talking about. You might have an ideal of a person. You like that person. You see them, and then as you get to know them, you see.
Can we go back to
their true
your
values.
insecurities? Oh,
Yeah.
What? Just one quick thing, just to add, and I'll let him go into the insecurities. I feel like maybe this is beyond, the logic and stuff like that, but I feel on a spiritual level, I feel like if you do train your eyes, I feel like you could kind of get a good gist of the energy someone carry before they even open their mouth.
While that may be,
That's just to go off of what Efficient is saying. I feel like you
good
can.
energy could still be poisonous to you. Like, you know what I mean? It could be good overall, but not for the right
I wouldn't
thing
even
for
look
you.
for the good
That's what I'm
energy.
saying.
I would actually look for your match of energy, honestly.
the reason why I can challenge you both is the previous social that we were talking about. When you open up and you're vulnerable, and then the minute that somebody doesn't get their way, what do they turn to?
Weaponizing.
Because I, bro, and this is no shot.
Shot.
But this is no shot. But you went through a hardship, right, with your shorty.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that you didn't choose somebody that you thought was one thing and ended up to be something else?
I knew who they were in the beginning, and
Then
they
why
said,
did you do that then?
because it was for me one place to have my children. I knew it was a good enough benefits for me to stay there and have kids there. Why? Because there was a little bit of, buyer's remorse. You're in the relationship already, you got one kid, now why not have more? It's in,
But this is what I'm only reason.
that was the only reason why I stayed.
But it's not a knock. I'm just saying, you see how easy it is to see somebody for
Oh, yeah.
what it is at one angle,
There were-
and then as you get to know them, there's a shift. Whether it's the child comes in, whether you start seeing a new personality. That's why you told me this. Fish and Dajonte told me this. It's always good to vet for a long period of time, right?
I want
Continue
to
now,
get
bro.
back on the topic
Yeah.
once again. We keep going off course. So, have you guys ever had any insecurities in dating and relationships and sex because of stereotypes like socioeconomic standings and whatnot?
No. I've had six-figure millionaires come to the hood for me. So no, I have not.
You pop his collar for me,
Pop his
mean-
collar.
real quick.
I mean, she works for Ralph Lauren, top exec, and coming to the hood where I'm like, my mom's basement, and
I ain't mad.
Well,
if
for
it's
me,
like-
it's different. It was
I ain't
quite
mad.
the
I
opposite.
haven't
So I
had-
always felt that pressure. Always.
Yeah?
Oh yeah,
Explain,
most definitely.
expound.
please talk about
Expound
it.
a little bit.
He's like, all I can do, I got millionaires coming in for me. I'm sorry, I got nothing to contribute.
I would just say pretty much the expectation. Like I feel like right off the bat, always, like, the one thing I kind of hate the most is like, oh, so what do you do for a living? Like,
I hate that question.
It's like,
I hate that
yo,
freaking
like,
question so
or
much.
like, how much you? I'm like, I don't even know you well enough to kind of share that kind of information with you. Like, I'm not gonna drop and be like, I don't feel like people is gonna feel comfortable about explaining or talking about their career, let alone how much they're making, after taxes. That's just me. That's the experiences that I've had.
I think they just want to know passion, where your passion is at.
I also have a question for
It
you.
doesn't have to necessarily tie into passion, though.
Could it be
Be doing drug money. That ain't my passion either. Go ahead.
could it be age expectancy? So at a certain age, they feel like, all right, I should know what this person is getting into because time is ticking. So as we get into a certain age, because younger, I can say, all right, wow. But I would also want, me dating now, want to know what that person is doing.
What do you
not
do?
necessarily what they make. That's not the thing. But what are you doing with your life?
Also, it can be an indicator of
But that's for you.
I'm just
folks,
as you get older.
They want to know how much you're making because let's be honest, they want to have children.
So is that so they ask you that as well, not only what you do,
right off
but
the
how
bat.
much you make.
Yeah, they'll ask.
that's
Some will
wild.
ask me right off that. Not all of them. I'm not saying all, but most times, like, what's your career? Like that's the first.
I was going to ask a question.
And
I was going to ask an inappropriate question, but I don't want to. I don't want
That's
to
for
feed
child
your
support
fire
later.
anymore.
Why not?
Because it's going to be Dr. Umar will not be happy. I'll just leave it at that.
I know you're headed with that.
Am I right? We can read each other's thoughts.
Oh man. Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yes, sir.
If I can bring it back real
Please
quick
do.
to the insecurity of being a black man
Yes.
with now a stable career,
Mm-hmm.
because they have dealt with so many people, not even minus the gold dig, minus all these things, they have dealt with certain things in their life that triggers them. We did the episode, we talked about black men in jail from the ages of 18 to 29.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
1 in 4.
So there is 1 in 3, I think.
No, that's 1 in 3.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
it was-
1 in 3. 1 in 3. 33 people. Yeah. So when you look at that, right, and then dealing with their traumas, it's like there's an unrealistic expectation. I love using that word, but there's this expectation now for you to be the savior of the black man. It's like it falls on your shoulder.
I think so.
You understand what I'm saying? Because you're doing well for yourself. So if you fail, they're going to be like, oh, I guess black men are all the same. And I hate when I hear that saying. Go ahead, bro.
I do have an insecurity. As a black man.
Oh, now you want to admit it, bro. Now you want to admit it.
Because he
coming down from having sex with millionaires, and now he's like, well, actually.
the collar now?
Nah,
Yeah, you take that back.
But you know what? It still gets me some of that yeah. So
Yeah, real talk.
but it's having a felony record. It does
Because there's a lot of stereotypes about having.
there's a lot of stereotypes around black men as felons and when we're coming out of jail or rehabilitated and what the expectation is from us, what we can and can't do, how we can and can't provide, where we can and can't be. I understand it. It's a huge fear, and I think that's a stigma. And if you brothers out here that are felons, don't let it stop you. Keep pushing, get grinding, get on your LLCs, and keep doing what you got to do. Take care of yours, because it's very hard when somebody just blackballs you in the business world, and you know that you didn't deserve it. Whether it be a snitch, somebody pointed, but it's an insecurity because you don't know when you talk to a female and she does ask that financial question. Yeah, I did sell drugs and I got a felony and I got money, but I can't get no house. How you feel about that? I'm a hard worker. It's a tough thing for a lot of brothers. And I don't think women understand that. Like, you got to kind of be a safe place for someone who has a record and is trying to build but doesn't know where to go and what to do. Like, and you can't weaponize and throw it back in their face when they're trying to tell you their dreams or they're putting a plan out in front of you like, oh, that sounds stupid. Oh, you ain't never going to get there. You can't do that. Without me, you can't. Come on. It's
was a good
not an
voice.
ego power thing.
Yo, for all the brothers with the felonies out there, son, for real.
And victimless crime, right? It was
Victimless crimes.
Yeah.
Victimless crimes.
Just let you
Non-violent
kill somebody.
crimes.
We just have to let that be
It's
known.
victimless, non-violent crimes.
Non-violent
But
crime.
like,
It's